All right, we're back. What's
Yep.
up? Welcome back to another episode of Ball Knowers. I am your host, Cameron William. With me is Luke Dolan.
How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing good today, Luke. You?
I'm doing good. I went to the Rangers preseason game last night, and that was pretty fun. I mean, it's pretty fun when you score 3 goals in like 4 minutes in the start of the game.
Oh yeah,
No
yeah,
matter
for
what
sure.
season, no matter what part of the season it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've always wanted to go to like a preseason game from one of my teams of like any one of them because it's low leverage. You get to just enjoy the players,
Yep.
and
And
then
there's
the tickets are probably dirt
they're
cheap
pretty
too.
yeah. And there's not a whole lot of people there.
Oh yeah, yeah. So lines for food.
Well, that's debatable.
Not as long as it would be in the regular season. I
Yeah.
went to a Yankee game like last year with a bunch of my friends. Like here on campus, I went with a bunch of them. It was like 15 of us. It was a Yankee Red Sox game. It was right in the middle of Judge's Chase for 62. Like
Right.
he was at 60 when we went to the game, and every time he came up, it was awesome. But that's besides the point. I spent an inning and a half, no, like 2 innings, trying to like waiting online to get food.
That happened one time from my brother, who was at a Mets game, but Zach Wheeler was pitching. If you know anything about City Field and how infamous the Shake Shack line is, somehow he only missed like a half inning or an inning or something like that. Amazingly, because Zach Wheeler had a habit of having a terrible like pitch count, keeping his pitch count at a sustainable level in games, so he couldn't go deep even in the games. But he would have so many long innings. And somehow my brother was able to only manage to miss like one inning, if even that, which is amazing considering he was on way online for Shake Shack.
Why do people love Shake Shack at
It's
City
it's
Field? Like,
it's pretty good. I don't, but yeah, the lines is like infamously long.
wait until you hear this. At home, I have a Shake Shack like 5 minutes away from me.
That's good.
I never go, but although after hearing this, hearing how coveted it is at City Field,
Of all places, yeah.
I gotta go to that. I gotta hit my local Shake Shack more often so I can flex on everyone.
But anyways, what's happening with you then? In that case, before we get into the topics of today.
Well, I mean, hockey season coming up. The Devils played their first preseason game. It was a split squad. They took care of the Habs in Montreal, and at home against the Flyers, just eviscerated them. So I'm happy with the state of things, and well, the only time I'll be happy about anything happening in New Jersey is talking about the Devils, which is shocking for me.
Yeah, they have a good team. Let's see how they handle expectations. I mean, I personally hope they handle it poorly, but they're probably not. They're going to be good. They're going to be good.
Yeah. I'm confident in them, which is a horrible sign.
Yeah. Anyways, what should we start with talking about first now? We got a bunch of stuff to talk about.
I guess we did clickbait the title with talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, so I guess we have to. We have to.
If they
Like
aren't here by now.
every other sports show in this country is talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Personally, I'm like, I hate that the story has become such a huge deal, but I also can't stop talking about it.
That's the propaganda.
Like, it's nuts. It's being shoved in everyone's face. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop. Like, everyone's got an opinion on it. You have an opinion on it. I have an opinion on it. Guarantee everyone walking by in the hallway, watching us record like our little fish bowl right here, they have an opinion on it.
Yeah. Even if they have no like invested interest in either side, they probably know about
it. Oh,
it.
yeah. Dude, like, I don't know. Like, I listen to Taylor. Like, she has very good music.
Yeah, I like her music.
I don't sit there on Spotify and listen to it. Like, my go-to Spotify will always be Metallica. But like you won't catch me searching up Taylor Swift's new album on Spotify.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be listening to the Red album on Spotify. Like,
yeah,
like,
the same way.
Like, there's never a time where I'm like, man, I really want to listen to Taylor Swift. But every single time her music's on, I'm like, huh. I'm like, oh, man, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Personally, when it comes to girl pop, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of options, but I it was fascinating. They the funniest part is they cut away from the game afterwards too. You know, despite the fact it's
Dude, she was shown every moment of that game. Like, there were so many shots of Taylor Swift, and the thing is the NFL knows what they're doing.
too bad the Bears suck still.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the Bears are the Bears. But to imagine being a Bears fan and just being, like, already miserable.
Yeah, on top of that.
They after being hyped all offseason, like, dude, I've never seen it before. A
They
fan base
like
gaslit tens of millions of people. It was the popular opinion that Justin Fields is gonna break out this year.
I thought it was gonna break out or be so good, or I thought they would still probably use them in ways to be successful, but they haven't.
Yeah, this is the Bears.
It's
I think it's Justin Fields has the accuracy of a
like
stormtrooper
they
too. So
talk.
let's consider that. He is not a good thrower at all. He has horrible pocket presence. He can move around, but most of the time when he's mobile, it's because he's buying too much time. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care how bad your receivers are. In 6 seconds, one of your guys is gonna get open.
Taylor Swift could have been open.
I mean, she's no, no, no.
I mean, who's to say? Like, what at what point
Oh my!
would you?
If I had knowledge of Taylor Swift songs, I would have been
Oh
ripping
my god,
so
yeah.
many of them. I would have been at 5 by now. But like the NFL with shoving Taylor Swift in everyone's face, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Dude,
propaganda
no,
or
the
the
Swifties,
Swifties. Yeah,
Travis Kelsey jersey sales have shot up 400%.
400%,
400%.
and he gained like
His jersey sales have shot up. There's been rumblings. It hasn't even been confirmed that they're dating yet. It's just that since there have been rumors of them dating, since she showed up at a Chiefs game.
in the suite next to Travis Kelsey's mother.
Yeah, that pretty much confirms that they're a thing. But
Yeah.
like,
I don't think there's like it's pretty. It's a sure thing. I don't think there's much people doubting any rumors then.
look, dude, like how much publicity, how much money that fandom brings in.
Yes.
And I will say this, Swifties combining with the football world, those are two worlds that were never supposed to collide.
And
Like,
now here
ever.
they
It's
are.
like it's like, when you try to take a magnet, you take like two positives and you try pushing them together.
They're not supposed to be.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be together. And then all of a sudden,
Travis Kelsey broke down barriers.
Never, ever getting back together.
But
Yep. There we go. There we go. Talk about Yep. This is going to plague every football conversation from now on. Someone's gonna find a way to relate it to Taylor Swift.
Kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yep. A lot like what we're doing. See, it's infecting us. We're talking about how terrible it is, and it's infecting how we talk about football.
I mean, I don't have that much of a problem with it. I gotta be honest with you, but it is getting a bit old how often it's being reported on.
I mean, can you? I mean, she's on top of the world right now, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on. There is no.
No.
You want to talk about someone who literally has the entire world in the palm of their hand?
Taylor
Swift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. She is literally the most popular person on earth.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
There's no doubt about that.
Although, like, if I'm Travis Kelsey,
freaking Bill,
her discography would suggest that she's not exactly a pleasure to date. But oh my God, who's calling me?
you?
Is someone already calling me about this? My old roommate's calling me. What's happening?
Are they watching?
Sal, we're on the air right now. What do you want?
All right. Well, that's
a trade idea. No, talk about it later. All right, see ya.
I kind of wondered how long it would take for us to get interrupted like that.
Oh no, oh no! I was waiting to get a call from one of my random friends, like to talk about Taylor Swift. Oh my god, it's like that's all anyone can talk about right now. That's all we can talk about. I mean, although back to what I was saying before, like Travis Kelsey. Well, I do think he could do a lot better. He could certainly do a lot. This is what Stephen A. said. Like
He can certainly do worse.
he could do a lot worse. I mean, dude, you got to give the guy some props. Although, wait, but the funny thing that I'm shocked nobody brings up is that he, two-time Super Bowl champion, arguably the greatest tight end ever. She's still the breadwinner.
I mean, that's not too surprising in the context, as it's Taylor Swift.
Do you know how much money?
Yeah, I know.
No, I haven't looked it up, but I know it's a lot.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
It's not too
every
surprising.
single dude, she does like I swear every single week she was doing a show in a different city for like a weekend.
Yeah, Ticketmaster.
Every single one of those shows, like 100, like MetLife Stadium, Jerry World, SoFi,
like
Dodger Stadium, like every single stadium she was up, like she got like Soldier Field. Now, I don't know if she did Lambeau or not, but like,
did, like
every single show that she did.
Nissan Stadium in Tennessee in the rain too, performing it while.
Although the only performer I'd like to see in the rain is Prince.
Oh,
God
yeah.
rest his soul.
Oh yeah,
Prince singing Purple Rain. That's the greatest halftime show ever.
definitely.
You want to ask, like people say Taylor Swift is the greatest artist ever. No, that's Prince. Before anyone says anything, Prince, for my money, is the best artist, the best to ever do it. He wrote his own music, played every single instrument on every single one of his albums.
That is talent.
And he sang Purple Rain in the rain during the halftime show. They should have stopped doing halftime shows right then and there.
Yeah, the Bears are really good.
The only halftime show that ever came close to it, remotely close, was Snoop, Dr. Dre, Eminem, and like 50 Cent and Kendrick Lamar, like all that.
Maybe the Bears just don't do well when there's like famous artist celebrities in the same building. I'm just realizing because Prince's performance was in the Super Bowl with the Bears and Colts.
Although the Bears were losing that kid, dude, Rex Grossman was their quarterback. Anyways, what I was saying before, like she's the breadwinner. Like out of the two of them, I mean, again, 100,000 seat stadiums are being packed to the rafters. Standing room too. You couldn't get. There's no elbow room in those at those concerts. And the stage, like I went
tickets.
Yeah, and also like the tickets were like $1,000 each.
Thank you, Ticketmaster.
Like how much money she was making? Well, like even if you take into account the share that like her agent makes and like the arenas and like all that, taking into account all the commission, she's probably pulling in like at least a couple million a week.
Oh yeah.
Over the summer.
Yep.
Over the summer, she was doing her tours.
Easily.
So I'm saying, Travis Kelsey's one of the few people who could live up to that. I mean, like
even like Bill Belichick said in like his post-game interview after beating the Jets again, he didn't even care about the Jets. He was asked about like a question about Travis Kelsey.
Every single coach is getting asked questions about Taylor Swift.
But he went like Travis Kelsey's made like big catches, but this is like the biggest one he's ever had.
Oh yeah,
Bill Belichick, the guy who's
during like when the Eras Tour was happening, all coaches were asked about was
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift. What do you thought? Oh, Aaron Rodgers went to Taylor Swift, and then every coach is like, "Yeah, I dropped a couple $1,000 so my daughter can go." Like all these coaches have daughters who build them for $2,000 for tickets.
Yep. Even Bill Belichick, the guy who's like deprived of any human emotion, is like,
dude, like Stephen A. dropped $20,000 on tickets because his daughter, he was footing the bill.
Yeah, Ticketmaster. That's like a whole rant of an episode for like another day.
Yeah, I'm a SeatGeek guy personally.
Sponsor us. But anyways, speaking of, I want to go back to Rex Grossman and talk about a terrible quarterback.
Oh, that's a heck of a segue. Let's talk about the Jets.
Who would Rex Grossman be any better than Zach Wilson right now?
I feel like Rex Grossman is one of the few quarterbacks. Although Rex Grossman took a team with an elite defense. Rex Grossman was
Took a
good
team with
enough.
elite defense
Rex Grossman
and a good running
carried
game.
Rex Grossman carried his weight enough for an elite defense. Matt Forte and Devin Hester to carry him to a Super Bowl appearance.
The Jets, they don't. Why are they not running the ball?
They have Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook for what? Although here's the thing,
They got
you know who their offensive coordinator is, right?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, Nathaniel. Do you think Nathaniel Hackett knows like how to run an offense?
I mean, that's what we were told. He knew how to run.
Well, here's the thing. He knows how to run an Aaron Rodgers offense.
But then
the whole reason they brought him in was for Rodgers.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, again, I say this every single time someone brings up the Jets, and every time someone brings up this game. When you have 53 baskets,
yep,
you don't put all your eggs in one of them.
You have 53 of them.
Especially when the one basket that you're putting all your eggs in
is the quarterback.
Is
old.
Old. He's about to turn 40 years old, dude.
Right.
That basket, now say that basket.
Secure.
Now say that basket was only like 25 years old. You could maybe put your eggs in there.
Yeah.
But if that basket is 40, it's going to have a bit more wear and tear. Chances are that basket might tear something.
Yeah.
You know, one of its weaves might tear and the eggs might fall through and the eggs will splatter on the ground. Actually, no. I have a perfect I have a perfect photo analogy for the Jets season. So this weekend, I hope he's not listening to this right now, but like one of my suite mates tried cooking an egg.
No.
On Sunday, Sunday afternoon. I took this photo at 2:30. He tried cracking. First time I've ever seen anyone do this. I love the guy. He shall remain nameless. But when he tried cracking an egg, this is what happened. Look, he missed. He missed the pan. Sure, some of it got in. Like I'll put it up to the camera. That is a photo. It looks horrible.
Go right up to the camera.
I'm gonna go right up to it. That's a photo of my friend or my suite mate. That is egg yolk.
I don't think you could.
That is the New York Jets season. It's a bunch of cracked eggs laying down on the ground. A bunch of raw eggs. That's bad. And let me say one thing too. Robert Saleh, I get that he's trying to protect his quarterback, but the things that he said, it's like, I wish we could do better for him. Dude, if I am Sauce Gardner, dude, you know, if Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, if all of them got together, like a bunch of the people on that defense got together, like went out to a club in New York because you know that they're some of the few people who can afford to get into a decent place around here. It's like, you know, all they're talking about is we can't win with this guy. We can't win with Zach Wilson. He's holding us back.
Which was the whole
and then
season last year.
Yeah. And Saleh is saying stuff like, we need to do better for our quarterback. How much better can you do? You're letting up. Like, they let up 15 points.
I mean, if he means we could run the ball better.
If you let up only 20 points in a game, you should win. Let alone 15.
Yeah.
You let up 15 points again. And the defense was only responsible for 13 of them. The other 2 was Zach Wilson getting backed into the end zone for a safety.
I don't know why they're not running
the ball. The only reason they scored a touchdown was because of a gift PI penalty. If the Patriot defensive backs knew how to be disciplined, They would have only gotten 3 out of that.
You know what? The thing that makes it even more tragic is that they could have still won that game on the final play.
On the Hail Mary, please.
They
Please, if
still
Aaron
could've
Rodgers is not your quarterback, I don't want to hear anything about the Hail Mary. The
they were
Jets are
so
the
they Robert Randall Cobb had it in his hand.
it was, and it's not like he had it like in
He
a
had it.
basket.
I know.
It barely touched his fingers, dude. That was not as close as it looked. You know what Hail Mary was closer, and this still keeps me up at night sometimes. The Hail Mary at the end of Super Bowl 46.
Yeah.
That was the dude Gronk. If
Had an angle on it.
dude, dude Gronk never has the angle on anything strange, but like, dude Gronk, that fell between his arms, like this. If my arms are like this, his arms are like this. It fell
Just out of
either
reach.
just out of reach or in between. Like it fell like through the basketball hoop. That play keeps me up at night. That was a closer Hail Mary than Randall Cobb's.
It was still close, whether you admit it or not. It was still pretty close.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, it was closer than most Hail Marys in this league, but it's the Jets. The Jets don't have anything good happen to them. We've been over this.
And then
for years, we've known this. We've spent what did we spend our childhood doing? Laughing at the Jets. Every single time someone brought up the Jets. Anytime you talk to your dad about the Jets, he'd say, like, oh man, let me tell you about this one time when Vinny Testaverde tore his Achilles in week 1. It's always something with the Jets. And you look at this quarterback now, and I'm gonna go on a little tirade here.
Okay.
Because like Saleh trying to stand up for his quarterback, dude. I don't care if you're trying to save face. There's no way that you can seriously, that you can say with a straight face that you can win with him at quarterback. And the Jets have an objectively good team, except for their terrible offensive line.
And this is the same quarterback who like didn't take any responsibility for a bad loss that was on him last year against the Patriots, and he blamed it on the defense.
Yeah, he takes no responsibility. He has very little. Like, he shows very little willingness to improve and get better. And hey, just saying, the guy lived a very sheltered childhood. He lived a childhood where he was given everything. He was born with a silver spoon in his hand. Guys like that are not built for the NFL. We saw it with Johnny Manziel. His dad was a rich oil tycoon, born with a silver spoon in his hand. Zach Wilson, born with a silver spoon in his hand. Guys like that cannot play.
There's also
not in the NFL, where he had Zach Wilson at every level. He has won at every level. He has won at every level with relative ease. You go back to when he was in college. He played at BYU.
Yeah.
Please. Like, that is not... Like, he went from about as good a situation as you can have growing up to the Jets.
Yeah.
Like, and he has arm talent.
Getting too much success.
Like, obviously, like, he has the arm talent. Like, I see, like, he throws a good ball. But his pocket presence, non-existent. His ability to read a defense, non-existent. He is an objectively horrible football player. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Nice enough.
Milk toast? Probably. I probably wouldn't have fun hanging out with him. Like, I could just tell by looking at him, he's snooty and everything. Like, I don't...
No, we don't know for sure, but...
Like, I don't know for sure. I'm not trying to make any accusations about Zach Wilson as a human being. But, like, he's terrible. He stinks.
He is terrible.
What else do you want me to say about the guy?
I mean, Joe Namath said as much.
Yeah, Joe Namath. Joe Willie, Broadway Joe.
So part of the problem is that he hasn't like really met Zach Wilson either. So I don't
like Zach Wilson is not built for the NFL. Not built to be a starting quarterback, especially not built for the New York media.
Like, you'd think with the amount of ridicule he got last year, he would use that as motivation to be better. And especially,
well, to be fair, he was going into this year with the preparation that he'd be riding Aaron Rodgers' coattails.
Yeah.
He was not going into this year. And this is what confuses me so much. about all this talk from Robert Saleh dying on this hill of Zach Wilson. It's like, dude, they were going into this year. They knew Zach Wilson was the problem. They
And they
knew
still
Zach
kept
was the
him.
problem.
They kept him still over Mike White, who was. That's another game we could talk about. With the Dolphins, he threw a
No.
touchdown.
But we're a New York show. We gotta talk about the Jets.
We talked about Taylor Swift just now. What do you?
We talk about Taylor Swift because we have to talk about Taylor Swift, but then we have to talk about the Jets. And then, oh no, if you're a Jet fan saying like it can't, although if you're a Jet fan, you probably know it can get worse.
Yes.
That's all Jet fans have been used to, is it getting worse.
You think they find the rock bottom, they somehow go.
Oh no,
lower.
rock bottom doesn't exist to the Jets. They endlessly fall down. They're one of those franchises that they're cursed. They're cursed. I hate saying it. I root for the Jets to do all like when Rodgers came to the Jets. I was so hyped to watch them.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, dude, the Jets.
Yeah, I was
hyped. I was hyped, dude. Like the New York teams. Football is the only sport where the New York fandoms get along. We have a lot of enemies in common. And also there's no hatred because the Giants are like whenever the Jets are good, it's usually not at the same time as the Giants. And the Jets are like never good, but like
the Giants and Jets are never good at the same time.
Yeah, the Jets and Giants are never good at the same time. And also if they would have to meet in the Super Bowl or meet in the only like super high leverage game that I can remember these two teams playing against each other was Christmas Eve 2011. And that Giant team was a team of destiny, and the Jets were falling. The Jets
were falling.
That was the end of the Rex Ryan Sanchez era.
Yep. What an era.
That was a fun team.
I still listen to Bart Scott's like post-game interview after beating the Patriots.
Can't wait.
That's such a legendary like soundbite. That whole like interview. But it's just and now they got Trevor Siemian now on the roster.
He's probably their best quarterback. He's their best quarterback.
He probably is better.
He is, dude. They should start him. Although, no, we know what it's gonna be. Robert Saleh loves that. I'm gonna say one thing about Saleh. He acts as if his job is safe for the next 10 years. Meanwhile, the guy as a coach, 12-25. 12-25. Do you know what Ben McAdoo's record was that got him fired? His first year, he went 11-5.
He's definitely better.
It was 13 and like 18 or something. But like Saleh, and let me say, Saleh, like you can just tell by looking at the guy. Like his life, like there's no life, there's no juice. There's nothing happening there with Saleh. And to be a good football coach, you got to have the juices. You know what I mean? You got to have the sauce.
Gardner?
You know what I mean? You got to have the special sauce. You got to have the secret. You got to have some more. You got to have that dog in you. You look at Bill Belichick. That's a coach. Andy Reid. That's a coach.
Brian Dable.
Brian Dable, you look at him. He's got alpha dog energy, even though he's built like a munchkin. And I say that with all the love and affection in the world toward that coach.
I love Brian Dable.
He's done miracles on me, man. But like when I look at Robert Saleh, I see none of that. And I know I'm talking about intangibles and I'm captain analytics and statistics and all that. But when you look at Saleh, like you look at him on the sideline, you look at his face. Look at his face. Every single time I look at him on the sideline, he has the same stale look with the same like lifeless look. Like he smiles with his mouth. He has like the look. I was like the
oh no,
like no, but like there's no dimples. There's nothing there. He doesn't smile with his eyes. He has the same pale look on his face and all the life. Like when he was in San Francisco and they had a great defense. I'll give him this. He knows how to build a defense.
Yep.
That when he's canned, from the Jets eventually, either this year or next year or the
I
year after.
like the Giants to get him.
Dude, the defensive coordinator, he's going to go back to being that, and he'll be great at it.
That's still the thing is, I don't. He's still
Although I will say, I talk about the life being sucked out. I mean, the Jets will suck the life out of anyone. The only guy who wasn't infected was Rodgers.
They make the rest of New Jersey seem like a pleasant place. No offense.
Hey, there are some nice spots in New Jersey. You got like Montclair. I like to call like the rich part of North. I like to call it Soprano County.
Of course,
that's where all the rich people from North Jersey live.
And Salah's still like the least of the Jets' problems, in my humble opinion.
No, but dude,
but
he's
yeah,
12 and 25.
But yeah,
you know how much of a difference a head coach can make.
Yeah. But how much of a difference can a quarterback make?
Yeah, the coach and the quarterback, and the coach is currently going down with the ship with his quarterback. That coach is currently riding Zach Wilson into a bit of lava. That's where he's going. A good coach doesn't staunchly defend Zach Wilson and try to put him in to every single game. That is not a good coach right there. Like, you look at the way the Jets are. They're a circus. That's not a well-coached team. And you look at, and Saleh forcing Zach Wilson, like, onto all the good players on that team. Like, forcing him on the Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed and Quinnen Williams and Tremaine Johnson and Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook and CJ Uzomah. Although I don't know, is he that good? Like, I remember him being good in Cincinnati, but him going out in public and trashing the good part of the team to the benefit and going out in favor of an objectively horrible quarterback. You know what that does to the locker room? That can't be good. It alienates them. It makes them think that their coach is throwing them under the bus.
Even though
while propping up a problem. I've seen a lot of cases of a team being a quarterback away, but it's never been this bad. Like, where a team has an elite defense. Like, elite defense. Yep. And you know, with how often they're put on the field, you talk about how defenses get tired. That defense is running on fumes by the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like, halfway through the third quarter, that defense is gassed.
It's just,
and they're still going out there and making stops and making big plays.
They gotta be more effective in the running game. Then that's how you hopefully can offset that. But they're not even running the ball.
They're doing, because Nathaniel Hackett, he built an offense. Like, his offense is a passing offense, and it was supposed to be for Aaron Rodgers. Then you take Aaron Rodgers out of the equation, and you're left with Zach Wilson trying to run an Aaron Rodgers offense and a head coach who's too much of a pushover and too much of a lame duck to do anything about it. You're the boss. You're the head coach. If there's a problem with the offensive coordinator and the offensive system, you go and let him know.
You have,
or even better, you can the guy. You kick him to the curb where he probably won't get picked up again with how his career is gone. And then you get someone new. You take someone from anyone else on that staff could probably do a better job at managing that offense than Nathaniel Hackett. But no, and this is why I think Saleh's a problem. Because he's letting this persist. And I know it's week 4, you got to trust the process. And trust the process. Give me a break. You know, every time someone says, trust the process to me, I remind them that trust the process originated from a GM who was trying to sell years of losing to his fan base. When people say trust the process, it usually means, oh, yeah, we're going to lose a lot. That's why I translate trust the process.
Yeah.
That's how I translate it.
I know future winning, as they might say.
Future win. That didn't work for the Sixers.
Yeah,
They've been
they're back to where they
they've been
were.
bounced in the second round
They're
every year.
they're back to where they were before the
Dude,
process.
There's one guy on that Sixers team who came from the process who amounted to anything, and that was Joel Embiid. And he's really good.
Yep.
Really, really good. Guy won MVP, didn't deserve it. Think it should have been Jokic. But an elite player, one guy out of 5 years old. When you tank for the first overall pick for 6 years in a row, you should get okay. Well, we're not talking about the Sixers right now. We're talking about the Jets.
This dysfunction and misery loves company.
But we know a lot about misery. I mean, like the Giants.
Want to talk about the Giants?
I feel like we kind of hit the nail on the head with the Jets.
Yeah.
Like you can't let Zach Wilson play.
You can't let him play.
Dude, he doesn't want to. Stop torturing the kid. He doesn't want to be out there. He's not built for it. Mentally, he's not built for it.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in the league. There are backups who are better than him. Trevor Siemian is currently the best quarterback on the Jets roster with 2 healthy legs.
Yeah. And I've just I can't believe they still kept Wilson or not even have another option to on top of that. I'm kind of surprised they let go of Mike White.
Oh, Mike White. The Mike White on this Jet team right now
Would be a savior.
Yeah, dude, Mike White. I'm not like the biggest. I was never a huge Mike White fan.
But he would bring more life to this team than Zach Wilson ever is.
Mike White played better than Zach Wilson, and all of a sudden, he outplayed Zach Wilson. Plain and simple.
Do we want to talk about the Giants now, briefly?
Yeah. I suppose we. Although, what is there to really talk about?
Everyone's healthy now, basically, except for Saquon, who's still questionable.
Getting Andrew Thomas and Ben Bredesen, I think, is coming back.
Yep.
Wait. Is Azeez Ojulari?
I think he might be healthy.
If Azeez Ojulari is healthy, that's huge.
That is huge. I think Banks was I think he's gonna be good to go. And they need to win Monday night against Seattle. They need to win.
Oh yeah. If they lose, I'm going in the tank bowl.
Yeah, because do you know who they faced after Seattle the next 2 games?
I think that they faced Buffalo and Miami.
They faced Miami and then Buffalo.
Dude,
on the road.
Miami against this
on the road.
Oh god, don't this secondary trying to tackle Tyreek Hill.
Bro, the Broncos couldn't do it.
Let
alone cover him.
They let up
70 points.
70 points.
7-0.
That Brandon video already
reached 1 million views.
Yeah, it already hit 1 million views. 70 points. Let that sink in.
And they were all offensive points. There was no special teams or defensive scores.
No field goals either.
No field goals.
It was all touchdowns.
It was all offensive touchdowns.
Oh my god.
I don't think Van Joseph is having the time of his life right now, I gotta say.
That sideline reporter.
He's
not built for it. He is not built for it.
He's Zach Wilson of sideline reporting.
I don't even think he could do that right.
Yeah. But yeah, they gotta win Monday night against Seattle.
Yeah, if
I know, even after the stretch against Miami and Buffalo, after that they get to face the Commanders, Jets, and the Raiders all in a row at home. I think.
No, I think they go on the. Wait, hold up. I need to check
I think they're on the road against Miami and Buffalo.
Schedule. Hold on.
They're home against Seattle. But if they can get back the majority of their players, that would be very nice.
Okay, so Monday night at home against Seattle.
Right.
That's a toss-up.
And they got to win that toss-up.
Like, they have to win that game. On the road against Miami and Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm already saying those are going to be losses.
Although Brian Daboll knows Josh Allen better than any other head coach in this league.
I certainly hope that's the case.
And then after that, the Commanders should win that. The Jets, you should definitely win that. So help me God if they lose to the Jets.
That would be cool.
Again if they lose to the Jets.
Oh boy.
And then the Raiders, you should beat the Raiders. Cowboys, that's a loss. Then Dude, Pats should be a win.
Yeah.
Pats at home, that should be a win.
Yeah, I'm not really that
I can't get a read on this team. I can't get a read on these Giants.
Yeah, you're gonna find a lot about them over the next couple of weeks.
Although so far this season has gone the way I've thought it would go. Loss against Dallas, win in Arizona, lose in San Fran, and then see how this is a big game for them. Is telling. This is telling of who they are the rest of the way. It's like they have a horrible run defense, and they're going against Kenneth Walker, who's on my fantasy team, which we know how this game's going to go. Kenneth Walker's going to run for 150 yards, but he's going to get touchdown vultured by Zach Charbonnet 3 times. So I won't benefit from the fantasy points.
Yeah. But
I also have Jason Myers in fantasy. But this could end up being a half positive for me.
Yeah.
If the Giants end up getting blown out. I also want to add that Daniel Jones, he's got to be better. He has to.
Yeah.
He has to. They gave him this contract with the faith that he would step up. He would step up like he did numerous times last year.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Jones, and like he did in week 2 in Arizona. I have faith that Jones can step up, but I see he has to go deep to Jalen Hyatt. There are so many plays where Jalen Hyatt's open downfield, and Jones either doesn't have the arm talent or he's too gun-shyed to throw to him.
Yeah.
Although his offensive line isn't doing him any favors, but
against that sack he had to take from Nick Bosa. What was
who was blocking him?
Who
was blocking him?
Why was that Daniel Bellinger's blocking assignment?
He didn't even block.
He couldn't. He couldn't block him.
Nobody can block Nick Bosa.
But all the offensive line went one way. Perfect. The C's. Moses parted the C's. That was that sack. Moses parted the C's.
Was it a rollout to the right? Roll out to the opposite side.
There was no
the reigning defensive player of the year. That's what you do.
Jones had no rollout. Bosa was right there before he could even think about doing anything. Oh my God, there's no way that should have been the blocking assignment on that play in particular. But
also, I hate that this team is on primetime again. I hate that this team is constantly on primetime for the entire country to laugh at.
Yeah, and all the times when they have an opportunity to silence their critics, all their flaws are then magnetized or they're magnified.
Yeah, every single time. Whenever they play a good game, it's dude, that's what
they've never played good games on prime time.
Last year against Washington.
Yeah.
And in the playoff game against Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
But
dude, if you play in New York, you gotta be built to you gotta be able to win in prime time.
But then people will say, "Oh, it's against Kirk Cousins."
But Kirk Cousins, that game was Kirk Cousins in a nutshell. Played great for most of the game, and then when it really mattered, he threw a check down.
4th and 9.
I say this every single time, but dude, I don't care how many guys are draped on him. You throw it up to Justin Jefferson.
Bro, you throw it beyond the sticks on a 4th down. You don't throw a check down.
I mean, sure, if the guy has a bunch of open field ahead of him, and if he's fast,
Hawkinson didn't. He didn't. And now they're 3-0 or 0-3. The
The,
Vikings.
the Vikings were a house of cards last year.
Yes.
Everyone said the Giants exposed them, and then now they're horrible.
Yep. Do you want to talk about hockey for a bit? I don't know how much time. We kind of got a late start to the show.
It's 3:54. I think we gotta.
We
The
had a late
hockey season doesn't start for a little
2
while.
weeks.
That we can start talking puck very soon. Although, no, one thing I want to get to, the Yankee audit.
Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about this. That's right.
Apparently, this is according to. Hold on, I need to find the exact tweet. I need to find who.
I'm kind of interested to hear about this as well.
Okay, this is from an article from Bob Clappish of NJ.com. So this is kind of legit.
Okay.
Apparently they are getting and they are bringing in an outside company to do and this happens at sports teams all the time.
Right.
Like they will have whenever something is going wrong, they will bring in an outside company. Like there are companies that do this who do audits and do investigations to find out what's going on and what's going wrong inside the company.
Right. Okay.
And apparently the quote, the categories will include the success and failures of the Bombers trades in the last decade, the shakeout of the draft picks, including the international draft, the number of games and dollars lost to injuries, and the state of minor league player development. The final report will be data-driven and purely objective. None of it bodes well for the Yankees analytics department, which is obsessed with exit velocity and spin rates and has advised GM Brian Cashman to make disastrous trades for Joey Gallo, Josh Donaldson, and Frankie Montas, among others. So there are a few things that can come out of this. And the thing I am fearing the most is that the general concepts of data and analytics are going to be scapegoated. And the Yankees are going to think that bringing in a bunch of dinosaurs from the 90s is going to fix everything.
Just keep Cashman then.
No, they think bringing in a bunch of dinosaurs, no, even getting more archaic. When the solution to this is really to become more, to bring in a bunch of new eggheads who know and keep up with the modern state of baseball analytics. Like exit velocity and spin rate, like if they're gonna, they better not ditch exit velocity and spin rate when it comes to especially spin rate. Exit velocity, you can kind of evaluating players solely on exit velocity is flawed. And that is kind of what the Yankees are doing, because when you look at quality of contact, you're ignoring quantity of contact. That's why I'm not super stoked on Everson Pereira, because Everson Pereira, when he connects, the ball explodes.
Right.
He already has a 90-somethingth percentile max exit velocity.
That's good.
But the guy barely makes contact.
Yeah.
That is something that I think the Yankees need to fix when it comes to their player evaluation. But under no circumstance should their conclusion be blame the nerds. If they blame the nerds and if they stray away from analytics and get more old school, that is literally the worst thing they can do. That is the worst message they could take from the last few years of failure, is we need to go back to the good old days.
Of winning?
No, I'm talking about with player evaluation when they did win. Which, that worked in the 90s. It doesn't work now.
That should be interesting.
If that is the only thing that comes out of this audit, like the Yankees analytics department getting gutted and then replacing and completely gutting it and getting older, bringing in a bunch of 90s Yankees like Don Mattingly or Bernie Williams or something like that. Or Jorge Posada.
Buck Showalter.
No. Under no circumstance do I want Buck Showalter being this team's manager in the future.
I mean, I don't. I think you would. I like Buck Showalter.
Dude,
I'm
look
saying
at
this
the Mets.
genuinely.
Look at the Mets.
Well, when Buck Showalter was here last year, he like changed. He really like he became. He was like the leader that the team needed.
Dude, he kept Ubaldo Jimenez in a winner take all
that's what I thought
wild
too.
card game.
That's what I was concerned about too. But I don't. Buck Showalter was actually really important to the Mets' success last year.
It wasn't the $400 million roster. Dude,
you know that $400 million roster really is what led to the failure this year. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, but again, you think about how much did Buck have to do with that?
But I want to close off.
I don't want Buck being the manager of the Yankees.
I also want to close out saying that there was a report, I think, from Ken Rosenthal when regards to Shohei Ohtani.
Wait! I've never heard this. Come on.
It might it might come down to the Dodgers and Mets.
Everyone's known this.
That's
not news. That's not news to me.
I know, but
the Yankees are going after a different Japanese player. They're going after Yoshinobu.
The Mets are also going after Nobushi Yamamoto. They are also going after him.
I think the Yankees are going to come away with him. Brian Cashman was at his no-hitter. They're signing him. I think Yoshi Yamamoto. Yoshi Yamamoto is probably going to be. I'm going to say this right now. Yoshi Yamamoto is going to be a New York Yankee.
I think he's going to be a New York Met. You know what?
Dude, Hal Steinbrenner and Steve Cohen are not going to get in a bidding war with one another. They have a symbiotic relationship as businessmen. It's the only reason the Mets didn't sign Aaron Judge last offseason.
Yep, that is true. That they didn't sign. They had a hint. Should we make a proposition?
What proposition?
Who Nobushi Yamamoto signs with? A bet.
A bet? I don't. You know me. I don't like making bets.
No, shake on.
What are the stakes?
I still got to think about that. I was like, sure, at the moment. We'll come back to that.
Like, I think he's going to end up as a Yankee.
I think he's going to end up as a Met.
I mean,
Well, we already have Kodai Senga.
Dude, if the Yankees want...
Who might...
the Yankees can phone in Hideki Matsui.
They could.
They can phone in Hideki Matsui, who's God in Japan, by the way. In case you're wondering.
But what if the Mets get Shohei Ohtani? Of already having Kodai Senga.
If the Mets get Shohei Ohtani, dude, they're not going to sign Yamamoto. Ohtani is going to big fan. They're going to have to spend like $700 million to get Ohtani.
Yeah,
I don't care how rich Steve Cohen is.
He will do it. But also, Shohei Ohtani is not going to be pitching until 2025. By the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he tore his UCL. But he can still hit. And that's honestly just as good, too, to have.
Yeah.
But, and also Juan Soto might want to be traded and back to the East Coast. I know a team in the East Coast that could use him.
I think he's probably going to end up a Yankee or a Met.
Probably. It's like the easiest bet.
All right, I think we got to start.
We got to wrap it up.
All right. Anyways, this has been Ball Knowers from the La Penta Student Union, the studios at WIUR at Iona University. Luke Dolan.
Pleasure.
I am Cameron Woolley, signing off.
See you, everyone.